from the loft of the KASKI Lodge in Kalkaska, Michigan, it's the Rollsreece podcast. And here he is, Rollsreece!
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Rollsreece podcast. I am Rollsreece, and we're back at the KASKI Lodge, but we're doing something a little bit different this week. You heard about the graduation episode part 1 with Angelina. Okay. Stella Grenchik was mentioned during that podcast, and finally I've been able to line up this interview. We're talking graduation podcast part 2 with Stella Grenchik. Stella, let's just get right at it. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm excited.
Yeah, congratulations on doing it. I mean, it was quite the journey, wasn't it? I mean, just getting through school can be. It seems like forever, doesn't it?
It definitely went by way too fast, but also was way too long.
Yeah. Now we're kind of here at the KASKI Lodge. What do you think? I mean, I know I'm not like someone you should look at as like aspiring to be like, but I'm just an interesting character in your life. We'll just say that. But I do live here at the KASKI Lodge. I'm over there in the janitor's closet. We got Ronnie here. We got Denise brought us the coolers. I think she said hello to her. And then Ricky, he's around here somewhere. There he is. Ricky, come over here and say hello to Stella. Ricky? Where you going, Ricky? Ricky! All right. Well,
okay.
I don't know. What do you think of Ricky? He's an intern. I wouldn't use him as a model if you're an intern. I mean, you might be good being an intern one day. Don't do what he does.
Yeah. Interesting character, Ricky.
He's a rebel. He'll be in and out. Him and Ronnie hang out. They go out back. I don't even want to know. I just know that Ricky usually has to brace him and keep him from falling over when they come back in. So it's not good.
Okay, Ricky.
So you graduated here, but I mean, this isn't the first graduation party. You've already had one graduation party. Because you started off in school, you're up in the Traverse City School District now, and then you moved to what school district?
I moved to Granville, Michigan.
Okay, Granville? Okay, now what size school is that compared to Traverse?
It was basically the same size as Traverse City West. It was a huge school, but basically the same class population.
What grade did you move there?
I started there my junior year.
Junior year, okay. So you were there for a couple years, junior and senior.
Yeah, I moved there right before I started junior year, so I was there for 2 years.
Yeah, totally. Well, hey, I know, how was that? I mean, that couldn't be starting a new school your junior year. I don't know. Was that tough to do, or I mean,
I kind of just had the mindset because everyone knew everyone in that school already.
Yeah,
so I just went in and I was like, I'm gonna go in, do my work, get out of high school. But in my classes, I just ended up making friends right away, so I was fine.
Oh, good,
It was good though. I liked Granville staff.
So no one was like, "Hey, who's the new kid?" And there was none of that.
Super welcoming at Granville.
Well, very good, very good. I remember we would have new kids that would come to when we were in Elk Rapids like that. We always kind of welcomed them. I mean, we tried to, because you just intuitively, God, that would be tough. I mean, people that have been going to school versus this new person, that's really only going to be there a couple years, but you got some probably lifelong friends from there, don't you?
I'm actually only friends with one person still from Granville.
Well, you're already drifting apart.
So I didn't keep a lot of my friends, but it wasn't the worst high school experience.
Oh, good. Good deal. Now, let me ask you this. Was there some stuff they had down there that maybe you didn't have up here?
They definitely cared a lot more about sports at that school. There was a $2 million gym in the school.
Oh, geez.
So it was just very
Was it a
athletic.
winning school? I mean, did they win?
Everything.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Okay. Now, were you part of that? Did you get in on anything? Or?
No, I thought of doing rugby my senior year since I did it when I was a freshman, but the rugby girls there are scary.
Oh, geez. Maybe you could have gotten to Rug A. Why did I do Rug B? Hey, we're having fun here at the Rollsreece podcast. Hey, we got some spectators here. Hey, Julie, how you doing? You want to be on the podcast?
Hi, Julie.
No? Okay, well, we got another mic. We're ready for you to talk into. We got the proud sister Julia here at the KASKI Lodge. We ship people out here by the van load. So as long as Ronnie says all right, he's our sponsor. So which he did. Thanks, Ronnie. Appreciate it.
Love you, Ronnie.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. Uh-oh, he's getting up. Ricky's flagging him over. Don't do it, Ronnie. Not now. It's too early in the day. Ronnie, no.
Ronnie, get out of here.
Ricky. There's no stopping those two. They're rebels. All right, so we are, here at the KASKI Lodge. The sad part is that they make me set up at this table that's under the stuffed deer ass, which is kind of unfortunate, but that's just to paint a picture. That's where we're at, the old Elks
And you're living
Lodge.
in a janitor closet?
And I got the cot in there. It's not bad. Like I say, help has been offered. I'm fine. I'm making a good living in there. So it's not a bad thing.
Okay, Harry Potter.
But I've built, there's walls that expand secretly. No, it's fine. It's fine. So, and they let me live here rent free as long as I mop the floor every now and then. So, and I do, once a week. So anyway, back to the story here. So, when you graduated down there, I was not a student that was a gracious graduate or whatever. I didn't do, I remember I ran out of there with my gown and hat, and I threw them right into the trash. And then I ran right into a wall of my family that wanted to take pictures of me with my gown and cap, and I was like,
Actually, don't have that.
Yeah, so there was an embarrassing moment there, but I imagine you conducted yourself with dignity, and you got some pictures and stuff with the cap and gown and that, and
Yeah, I got all pretty in a dress and stuff.
oh geez, all dressed
It
up,
was
huh?
so hot that day, though.
It always is for
we
some reason.
were sitting in chairs for way too long outside in our.
Oh, outside, not even in a gym?
No.
Oh, because
it
of
was-
COVID?
Yeah.
Oh,
it was at
yeah.
our football field.
Now, you had some time where you were schooling from home. How long were you at home?
I was online for the first semester of my senior year.
Wow. Okay, so it wasn't like the whole year thing. It was just
It was
a semester.
a little bit of my junior year. It was like the last month of school.
Yeah.
And
Now, did you
then-
like that?
Yeah, because that made it so I didn't have to take any exams too.
Oh, okay.
Because we had to go
Ah.
online unexpectedly, so that was good. And then I just chose to be online for my first semester, but I ended up going in person for my second semester to finish off my senior year.
Did you know kids who got COVID and actually got sick? Because I know a lot of people that did get it and they weren't deathly ill, especially younger people. I mean, you didn't know anyone like that, did you?
No, the people that I do know that got it, they just had like one or two of the symptoms. Like one of my friends like lost her taste buds or something.
Oh, okay,
Like,
the taste thing.
Yeah.
I never got that. I wouldn't have mind losing the sense of smell every now and then. I am in that janitor's closet. There's a mop bucket issue in there. But, all right. Now, at this graduation ceremony, we got the proud father, Aaron Grenchik, here. How you doing, man? Thanks for being on the show. It's kind of like you're a weekly guest now.
Hey, Rolls. I have a hard time staying away from the lodge.
We love having you here, man.
Yeah. My wife does love me, but once in a while she tells me, just whatever you do, just get the hell out of here.
Okay, so the lodge is a good place to go to. Okay, well, but you know what? You two are almost members. I think, a few more people die and you're in, so.
Oh my god.
It's true. I can't hide very well.
It's an
anymore.
older crowd in here, but anyway, we don't want anyone passing away naturally, But if you live a long life, hey, it's going to happen at some point. Anyway,
So you know what? Absolutely, very, 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 very proud. It was it's just been a unique year, almost a year. It's been too long now.
2 years.
Was any schooling done from up here that was for down there? Oh, wow.
Of
Okay.
unique circumstance, and so the day of the actual ceremony, it was definitely very special. It was almost like the first large crowd we had been in a long
totally.
time. And even though it was outside, they only handed out a certain amount of tickets. Somehow
Did you have to show like vaccination proof or anything like that?
You just wore masks.
You wore masks? Did you guys have custom masks?
Some people wore masks,
Oh.
but
So there's some with masks, some more without.
and we didn't. The students didn't even have to wear masks because we were outside. So.
Well, that's
that was
cool.
it.
I mean,
the concern now is that they're making a resurgence. the mask. And
Yeah, I know. I still carry one just out of like fear
don't.
that I might. You don't even carry one?
I'm vaccinated, so I don't think I should.
Yeah, I know. I'm vaccinated too.
Oh, now
Like if
they're
you look at the
changing
lock
it.
screen on my phone here, that's my vaccination proof right there. First thing you see. Anyone who wants to cross me, bring it on. But and I'm not judging people. You know, I mean, whatever. I mean, I just I know about vaccinations, how they work. It was fine. I got mine, and just life is normal. I don't feel like my liver's failing or anything, or there's a secret signal being transmitted to the government or anything. But
You got the chip on me.
you got a chip on your shoulder? That's the next vaccine.
So a select concentrated few family members were all there that day to watch the ceremony, and it's
We still
I'm still having to kind of absorb it and say it out loud. The fact that Stella Simone is now
Breaking out the
graduating.
middle name.
Oh, my middle name out.
Man, so it's amazing to watch the whole ceremony, and it seems like forever, I think, to those graduates at the time, because they're just waiting before they can throw the hat up in the air and take off and go with their friends for wherever they go.
Yeah, now I asked this on Angelina's podcast. Was there a senior skip day?
There was.
Okay. Now I think your dad's over it, right?
I actually chose to go to school that day.
Okay. Well, now she did too. She said the same thing.
Yeah, because it was like the last couple weeks of senior year, so I just wanted to go and not miss any more days, because then I didn't have to take my exams.
Okay.
Because absences were like, they would make you have to take your exams. So.
Well, that's kind of a good idea. Those I don't know. I never like exams.
That was only for seniors, though. Like,
Okay.
So if you had a certain amount of like absences and like tardies and stuff, you were able to like exempt on your exams.
Oh, okay.
And still pass.
That's kind of a cool trade-off. I mean, I guess I'd do that. I hate exams.
I would rather go, because I had a class that was like a senior class, and I was one of 3 people that went to school that day from that class. But I just wanted to go to catch up with my work and keep on the path to graduate.
Did you feel like you were missing anything? Because really, you're not. I mean, the truth is you're
wasn't,
not.
But like, I was struggling a little bit with my chemistry class, which was the only core class I had to take my senior year.
Okay, all right.
So I just want to go to school for that too, because I was struggling at like the beginning of the last week of my senior year, and then I ended up with a C- in that class. So pulled it off. But
Very good, very good. I'm proud of you. Not a lot of people do that. I'll admit it, I did the senior skip day. If I would have went to school, it wouldn't have been really much different. You know what I mean? Because no one was early. All that you did is we did is we went to the beach and played volleyball and hung out at the beach. That's pretty much what we
I'm
did.
pretty sure a lot of people went to Grand Haven, which is like the beach closest to where Grand
Okay,
Haven
so
was.
same deal. Same
Yeah,
same
so
basic
I'm pretty
idea.
sure people still did that.
Yeah,
but-
it's not. I mean, because you think about it, by the time you get out of school, it's like 3 or 3:30. I mean, that's kind of when the fun, it starts ramping up. You're off the beach or wherever,
Yeah.
One also potential danger. I mean, you gotta be careful on those senior skip days. Wasn't it the day where like that truck went over? What was that girl's name in the field by the Boardman River? You there?
I don't know. No names probably need to be mentioned. I'm sure.
I was gonna say that's why I'm keeping names out, because it was such a.
Someone got ran over by a truck. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that incident. Yeah.
Yeah. And,
But they were kind of like okay. They get sprains and
I think
they could have been killed, and they weren't.
could easily been killed, but they were unscathed.
Okay.
Because I had been there that morning and missed the actual event. And the story, she was kind of like cuddled up, like taking a nap, more or less, in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
And they were whipping around in the trucks. And so
The stories of danger. I feel like I'm back at my boater safety class.
Please never say whipping around again.
she Okay, all these modern terms I have to be careful about. Yeah. Anyhow.
Okay.
So yeah, she was unscathed because she was so short to begin with, and she was like taking a nap. She was kind of curled up, and she went in between the wheel wells.
So there you go, Stella. Good thing you didn't go to senior skip day.
That's what I'm saying.
You would have been taking a nap in the middle of a field, and who knows? I mean, Jesus.
Anyhow, true story.
So anyway, so you're getting through it now. Did you have like honors or anything, or like a mention of any kind, or
No.
I didn't either.
We were given
I wouldn't put yourself on my level, but
we
don't
were
worry
given
about it.
like cords depending on like things we were in, so like honor society, whatever. But I did get a links cord because
A links cord. What's that?
I was in person for my last semester, so one of my hours I got to go into the special education classroom that was in our high school and work with the kids in there.
Oh,
And,
that's
like,
really cool.
It was like a peer
Jeez.
situation, so I did get a cord for that at graduation, recognizing that.
Well, I'm proud to hear that. That's amazing. I mean, you're going to school on skip day. You're helping kids. I mean, that's amazing. You're like the Mother Teresa of freaking high school over here.
I mean,
All
I don't want
right.
to boost my ego that much.
All right. I'm proud of everybody. I'm telling you. You know, I think you're all doing great and just amazing people. And I can't believe I even know you. I mean, just anyone in the family. I just can't believe it. So, so you did that. You did the graduation. I mean, what do you think your favorite class, like, just like in general, all throughout school? What's the most memorable time? Maybe it's not a class. Maybe it's like something that happened, or like what's the thing that stands out in your whole school career?
Definitely the links program that I was in, because
Wow.
I did it my whole senior year, and I was online at first, and then I got to experience it in person. So even just like the teachers and the kids that I got to work with.
Wow, that is amazing.
Yeah, they definitely like shaped like me and like the career path I want to take.
So are you thinking maybe you want to be a teacher?
I'm actually gonna be going for social work.
Oh, wow.
So
Very good. Maybe you can help me out of this closet at some point here and get me into maybe a one-bedroom walk-up downtown KASKI. You know, that's my dream.
maybe. No, but yeah, I'm gonna be a social worker. So still working with kids, maybe some kids with special needs that need help, but
Man, I mean, you can't be. You must be just welling up. I can see the tears are forming a little bit. It's all right.
Spectacular. It's, you know, Stella may not even realize it's actually it's in her blood and in the family.
no, it is.
Her great grandmother worked with the disabled and handicapped for quite some time, physically as well as challenged in other ways. And you know, how spectacular to be able to help people. It's you know.
And that's something you could probably even maybe find yourself working side by side with your sister Claire, or it's in some capacity, right?
Claire's gonna be a social worker, and actually, so is my mom.
Very good. So all
all
right,
of
keep the
us,
tradition alive.
All of us just kind of have a knack for it, I guess. So that'll be exciting.
Yeah, and you're probably really inspired here at the KASKI Lodge because you're thinking, man, the work I could do in here. I mean, just this one place. There's going to be some remodeling that's going to get done. Don't worry about it.
Your janitor closet?
The closet's going to. I told everyone I put a fresh coat of Kills in there when I moved in.
Put some LED lights.
Some LED. Okay, there's a good suggestion.
I have
Is
LED lights
now,
in
would
my
a
room.
social worker recommend that to someone?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Color enhancement.
You know,
I
your
have
life's pretty
LED
tough. How about these LED lights?
You know?
All of a sudden, they're just happier. Yeah.
I mean, I like my LED lights that I have because you can change the colors, and it's just fun to have a colored room.
Yep. I've seen those. They are, and they're lights. They don't have to be one color. You can make them change and on and off in different weird ways and
There's
patterns
different
and
like scenes. It's called on the app that I
Oh.
have for it. And
scenes. They're calling
Yeah.
them.
So it's like different like settings. There's like a reading one, which is just like the white light, and then there's like a party, which is like flashing lights. And
Are they
stuff.
pretty bright?
Yeah. You can turn the brightness up and down on them. but as bright as they go, it's pretty bright. It like lights up my whole room, and
Okay.
I only have like 2 strips around it.
I
so-
think you've sold me. I might go to my local electrical distributor
Walmart
and
will have them. Target will
Walmart.
have them.
Yeah, what's here in KASKI? We don't have much. I might have to go over to Northland Foods and see what's going on in the electronics
I
department.
know
over
a
there.
guy.
You know a guy? All right.
I know.
Oh, okay.
I'm here in KASKI. I don't got much for transportation. They let me borrow the 3-wheeled bike every now and then, but that's just to get stuff for the lodge here. Now, so this graduation party downstate. So that was just you and a few kind of close friends. Then that wasn't like a super huge thing.
It was. I had like the boyfriend at the time there, and like my best friend Maddie, and like some family. But
Cool.
it was a shorter version, definitely, and smaller, because it was just at my mom's house for like 2 hours.
See, now, that's where the proud moments come in, Chris. Like, she's such a good young woman. Young lady.
So far, I'm hearing good things. You know,
Because back in our day, I'd be afraid that she'd be like, well, and this would be like, maybe like my feminine version of all that stuff. We only had maybe 2 or 3 of the counties show up. Most of us had to run by midnight.
Oh, that your graduation party?
Yeah.
Your dad had a, well, that wasn't even a graduation
No,
party. That was your
yeah.
21st birthday.
I
But
did.
yeah, that
The
whole
graduation
neighborhood.
party. I'm gonna have to admit, I skipped the graduation party thing, but the 21st birthday party, yeah. Well, just about any of our parties back in the day, there was some type of visit by the authority, because it wasn't just like a casual thing. We celebrated in ways where it was unusual.
We were definitely an unruly bunch, but that's why I'm proud to hear that the next generation here is not following in our footsteps as closely. You know what I mean?
Thank
The
God.
next generation might be, but just not me.
Okay, all right. So
Yeah,
there you go.
another reason for applause.
Oh
Just
man.
having families was my part, like
So-
family parties.
Okay, well, good, and thank you for having your party at the KASKI Lodge here, and
Had to do it.
yeah, well, we got Denise did a little bit of decorating. She did some. I mean,
She outdid herself.
She only knows how to cut the snowflakes out of paper, so that's kind of what it is. But hey, we're making the best of it, and we got the cooler here, so that's great. So, so now, what school do you think you're going to be getting involved with coming up here? I mean,
I'm going to NMC for the first 2 years, and then
that's a good one. I like it. I
Yeah.
went there. I had fun. I really
They
liked going
have
there.
like a college center there, so I'm gonna be able to go to Ferris State through NMC. So like I'll still be able to live here.
Yeah, it's the extension or something
Yeah.
they call it. Yeah.
And the social work program is actually like made to like transfer to Ferris State.
Very good. Now, would
So-
you eventually have to go to Ferris full time to get the whole degree? No. Okay, that's
I'll
good.
be able to do it through NMC. Like Jill did that with like Davenport, I'm pretty sure.
Now you're going to venture on your own and do the dorms?
No, probably not. I'm living here for at least a year or 2.
Okay.
And then we'll see where I go from there.
All right.
But I definitely am not going to want to live in the dorms, and I'd much rather live at home.
Okay, yeah. I've heard good and bad things about it, but hey, you're right here across town, so that's
Yeah.
great too. I mean, NMC is a really cool school to go to. I mean, they have great teachers. It's a laid-back vibe. But
Yeah.
one thing I had to get used to the idea of is they don't care. I mean, they do, but like they're not as invested to seeing you succeed. They're kind of like, hey,
gotta
it's
do
up
it
to
for
you, man.
yourself,
It's
You definitely have to do it for yourself. I've been warned that. But
No one in their circle of friends on visiting the dorms will only make them hopefully appreciate what they have more.
yeah, totally,
But
totally.
at the same time, I think it is a wonderful experience for anyone to go through. And it's a nice transitioning, and it's like a whole year of overnights with your best friends.
Well, we're going to be talking about, because I believe coming up, we're going to be doing an episode with your dad and Seamus, where they have, how they have all these old tapes, right? So we're going to be getting into the old tapes, and
We used to visit the dorms and drive people crazy, and then we'd leave and take off.
oh my god.
I went up there too. I knew a few people that lived in them. I mean, they said they liked it, but I'm not going to say you should
There's
definitely move
also
in there.
like apartments on campus that I might look into eventually, like once I'm like 19, 20.
Yeah.
But through my 18 year, I don't really want to move out yet.
Well, hey, nothing wrong with that. Now, are you going to take on a full course right away, or are you going to kind of ease into it, or?
My first semester, I'm probably only gonna take like 3 classes at the most.
Okay, that's smart.
'Cause it'll be 4 years drawn out, and I only need like I think it's 26 credits. I'm not sure, but I'll be able to get my credits easily drawn out through the 4 years, so I'm not gonna heavy load myself.
That's smart. I tried to do like 6 classes when I went, and it was just, I realized I had no personal life. I mean, you just had to be, the amount of reading, you know, and I'm pretty good with reading, but the amount of it was just unreal. I mean, and my typing skills are horrible, so that made it a problem. How's your typing? You good?
I'm actually a good typer. I'm a good
Okay.
writer in general, so like that's never been an issue.
And shorthand, note taking, and all that.
Yeah.
People don't do shorthand anymore.
They don't do it anymore. I mean, I kind of had my own thing. I used to invent your
when I
own.
do take notes, I kind of just put everything down and then I go through and organize it later. But usually, if I have to take notes, I'll just do it on my computer. Like when I was in high school, if we had to take notes in class, I would just type it on my computer.
So you're that good at typing?
Yeah.
Well, hey, you're going to succeed for sure. I mean, I kind of realized that anyone who could type, they already had like an advantage. I mean, they just could.
I mean, yeah, some people never learn how to type.
I did not learn. I regret it.
I think having a phone too, especially, helped me because I just know where the keyboard is now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I can type on a computer without looking.
I mean, we had computer. It wasn't like we were doing typewriters. I mean, I think we were kind of just got out of the typewriters. Like we had the very first computers, and they had a thing called Mavis Beacon. Did they have anything like that? They had it was a Mavis Beacon typing thing,
Never
and it
heard
was
of
weird,
that.
like how you'd write words like had, lad, like things that kind of rhymed and were like same
typing
number groups.
exercises.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff.
Did you guys have stuff like that? They had.
I mean, when I was in elementary, I might have had that. Like, if I remember correctly.
I was in middle school.
We probably had like typing exercises in like elementary, like when I was in like upper elementary. I don't remember what grade that is, but I never did any of that in like high school or middle school because everyone just kind of came into middle school knowing how to.
So they're not saying yes, you have to type.
Yeah.
You can kind of do whatever you want to do.
In high school, especially at Grandville, we were able to choose either handwriting or typing, but it's never like a you have. Well, actually, some things our teachers would have us type.
Okay.
Like, especially like after going online, because they would just put all the worksheets like online.
Oh, okay.
So they wanted us
Yeah.
to type it out, so
Well,
we
that
could
makes
just
sense.
do the work on our computers. But it was never like you have to. Like you could send
Yeah, they
pictures
didn't
in
make
of
you,
your
they-
work and stuff
Right.
too.
Because they didn't make us. I mean, they're kind of like, hey, if you want to learn, you can use this program whenever you want. And like,
Yeah.
you'd always look in this computer lab, and there's like no one in there. I mean, it was funny because you're not far off, because it was Mavis Beacon was an elderly woman with her hair in a bun and everything. You know, I mean, it wasn't. They weren't trying to make it hip to learn typing. It's like Mavis Beacon says typing's good.
We're only just one generation away from it being extinct.
Honestly, yeah.
I mean, with voice recognition, and it's getting better.
Oh, I like
every
that.
day.
So there might be hope for me. The social work's already paying.
Hey, I can spell. Hey Siri, spell this.
I feel like I'm already being helped. All right. I mean, maybe typing will go away, but I'm just thankful we'll still all have to know how to read. You know, at least we'll have to have that. You know.
Maybe it'll start reading for us, though.
Yeah, maybe.
I think there's a certain, not even necessarily romance, but there's a certain like value to being able to do a handwritten note.
No, yeah, like writing letters, especially in my generation, that's like a huge thing. Like if
you like doing it.
If you get a letter like from someone, that's like it's a huge romantic gesture.
Wow.
And stuff, and like
Cursive?
no cursive.
Oh, jeez.
No cursive.
But
Romance is
I've
gone.
seen
Romance is
I
way
saw
gone.
someone do like a Valentine's Day card like in cursive on old like paper or whatever, but like that's like a huge gesture if you like give someone a letter.
Do
It
you know how to
means
do
a lot.
cursive?
I know some cursive. I can sign my name in cursive.
Do they teach you in school though at all?
They
or-
taught me in elementary, and that was it. But I also went to Montessori.
Oh, I remember when you guys were over there. Yeah.
Yeah, and Montessori was definitely more of a like free range school, I guess,
Yeah,
kind of.
yeah.
So I learned things that some people didn't. Like I know some people that never learned cursive. In
I've heard
elementary.
that, you know, but I
Yeah.
didn't know if it was true or what was going on with it.
Yeah, but my elementary taught us how to write in cursive, which was nice, because now I can sign my name. I have to remind myself sometimes, but
Yeah, I mean, I have to do it because I believe it or not, I still have to write checks to certain things. Like I have a checkbook, you know, and I have to do, and you can print, but it's just better. It's
looks
definitely
better.
your handwriting. There's no doubt. I mean, and mine is poor. I mean, can you still do cursive?
Yeah, but I mean, that's how the bread and butter of what we grew up on was. You learned how to do a simple print, and then by like second or third grade, we knew how to read and write cursive.
Yeah, and then like all your book reports and everything, anything you turned in was in cursive. Like I didn't know many people who printed anything.
Yeah. And there's particular structure too. Sorry to interrupt, but yeah, you had to like. I mean, they really taught us technique, so it had to be proper cursive.
Right. It had to be legible.
that's definitely not what they taught us. They just like let us write what we want, and then they're like, okay, that's cursive. Basically.
Kind of like our typing class, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Having a student of this generation and the generation previous, you almost, as a parent, you're like, oh man, I may have dropped the ball here in a couple scenarios, and I think it's true with. We give a lot of credit to the public school system as well as private school systems.
I mean, they're raising, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, like, it seems like, you know, there's a vacuum, a void there that's occurred with like some fundamental, like, okay, well, how many continents?
I don't even know that answer off the top of my head.
Right.
Yeah.
9, 7.
Some basic.
I know there's the 7 C's, but I don't even know if that's right. Yeah, you forget. You're gonna lose a lot of that.
Like
knowledge.
I've lost all that knowledge already.
What percentage of the earth is water? You know, like
75%.
Hey, there we go.
Where's Kentucky? You know, all these like
I don't know.
Yugoslavia.
You didn't know
former
where Kentucky
Yugoslavia.
is.
No.
You can drive around it, but
Why do I need to?
well, I love driving through. It's
Sorry, and we're back here recording.
Kentucky has great
This
topography.
glitch is brought to you by Modelo. Modelo beer brought us that last glitch. So yeah, we're all excited about our lack of knowledge about Kentucky. Sorry, people of Kentucky. I know you listen to the show and it's like your #1 podcast, but we don't know where you're at. So is that a guy's name, Kentucky?
Maybe if his parents hate him.
I wholeheartly agree.
Well,
Okay,
you-
we're gonna say we interrupt.
You never know. That might be Bobby. We're going through
Bob Tucky.
Bobby is my future husband.
Oh, really? So you're already getting serious with him?
We don't know him yet. We don't know who he is.
Oh, Bob
We just
Tucky?
know he's out there.
Oh, Bob.
At one point, he had some characteristical features that we were kind of looking out for Bobby, like in some of our adventures, even though it was a joke at that point. I hope to God she's not serious, but...
I said face tattoos. He's got a motorcycle.
Oh, he's a rebel.
Yeah.
Does he have a cause?
That was my first description of Bobby. But now it's just like any like tough guy we see in public. We're like, oh, it's Bobby.
You can have a world of Bobbies watching the show.
See, that's the thing. You are a social
Bobby's
worker. You're
hit
looking
me
for the
up.
damaged goods.
Oh yeah. Bobby's out there. Hit me up.
Oh, they'll find you.
I'll be 18.
They're
in 2
out there, and
months.
yes, they will find you. You will meet probably a bunch of different Bobbies. I'm sure.
So she meets a guy, and then 5-8 years from now, and she meets him in the bar. His name's Robert. She's like,
I'm like, oh, you say
She
so?
doesn't
You
get
say
it.
He
what?
speaks very properly, Robert. Yes.
You said your name's Robert? What's your nickname?
well, they call me Bobby.
Oh man.
Oh, okay.
All right, the lines are open, Bobby. If you're out there, give a call in. We'll see. So now, the weird thing to me is this car situation, this whole driving thing. Because, for us, it was just standard You know, when you're 16, boom, your 16th birthday, you were in a car, and I know it's
Yeah.
changed. It's not your fault or anything. It's the laws have changed.
It's not even the laws. Like, when I wasn't put into driver's training until I was 16, that was my 16th birthday present, was driver's training.
Okay,
And
you had to
then-
pay for it?
No, my mom. Yeah, you do have to pay for the lesson.
Wow, so the school didn't have its own driver's... Okay, we
You
had
have
that.
to-
We were very lucky to have
You
that.
have to find it and pay for it.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
so
boy.
I did that, and then it just took forever to get into segment 2, and then I finally did that.
Yeah, did you hear that, Ray?
during
It's,
COVID.
it's a whole racket. There's segment 1 and segment 2.
I was just going to ask, yeah, what is it?
I just
Yeah.
I just dropped $450 on segment 1 for,
$450. Oh my gosh.
for Stella's
For
sister.
Julia.
Oh my gosh.
that's-
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
you
for-
gotta
that's-
learn.
That's for segment 1,
And segment 1 is like 3 weeks.
and then segment 2.
Okay.
I think it's a
3
similar
weeks.
expense.
And then segment 2 is 3 days, and that's just wrapping everything up, and then you take a test at the end, and then you get your permit segment 1 though.
How many segments total?
There's just segment 1 and segment 2, and then your road test.
Okay.
But you do have to wait. You have to wait 6 months between segment 1 and segment 2 to take segment 2.
Okay.
So I had to get a certain amount of hours and driving time. And
Have you done that? I mean, are
Yeah.
you driving with people?
Yeah, I
Okay, good.
was when I was in driver's training, but I got my hours, and then I did segment 2. I got perfect score on the test, and then I tried to take my road test, and I failed the parking,
Okay. Parallel parking?
all of the parking.
All of it? Oh my god. I know that sounded bad. That wasn't as offensive as it sounded, folks. The intent was that.
In Stella's defense,
I was just gonna say,
It was-
when you
it
go to
was-
the grocery store, just pull through. You know what I mean? You're always facing out.
we had practiced so much in the Suburban and the
Yeah.
truck and such, and we spent a lot of time going through the woods. And I figured, you know,
Good.
like, oh, that's a great experience to learn how to drive in the woods. Well, when you get into a smaller vehicle and you get into a parking lot, spatial relations are a lot different.
Oh,
Because
absolutely.
I had to pull up to a spot, and then I had to back up from there into a garage spot, is what they call
Okay.
it. And then I had to pull out and then parallel park right here.
Okay, yep.
So I failed that, all the parking, and she wouldn't even let me get on the road because I couldn't park. So
It's only funny because
It's funny
I know that
now.
you're competent and I know that you're gonna get it.
yeah, but
So
I
it's funny
have my
now.
road
Yeah,
test now
absolutely.
coming up on the 8th of September. So fingers crossed.
Now, see,
Yeah, no, you'll do fine. You'll do just fine.
and that's another perfect example of like a simple change that is this one I really don't like the change, like, because when we were in high school, Rolls and I, we didn't have to think about any expenses.
No.
We didn't have to think about it. Segment 1 is basically you went to
I think it was like
it was-
1 week or
it was
something.
maybe 2 at the most.
Yeah.
And where you went for like a couple hours, 3 or 4 days a week, and
Right. It was
I
after
was
school.
going
you
every
just-
day after school for like 3 hours.
Okay,
For
we had the
segment
same
1
thing,
for
but I don't think
3
it was
weeks.
every day.
It
I
was,
don't-
and it was
It
a
was
short
every
period of
day.
time, like you said.
Yeah.
If you crunched it in, you could finish it in a week or maybe
Right.
a couple of visits. I remember I think just showing up at the end of class and waving and saying goodbye, and that was
It was quite different, and then all of a sudden, your friend who he's in your grade, but his birthday's a month before you. Now you got rides everywhere. You know, what I mean, it was like
I
that
know.
quick.
Some of my friends started driving, and like I had a friend downstate that has been driving since she was 16. Like it's just different for everyone.
She got right after it, and she wanted that license. Huh?
Yeah.
Now is she a pretty good driver though?
No.
Uh-oh.
She's one of the-
No names will be mentioned.
She's one of the people that I'm not friends with anymore, but she was not the best driver. She really likes speeding. Got a couple speeding tickets.
Yeah.
happens to all of us.
Oh yeah.
Definitely
most of us.
wasn't
Leadfoot.
you, especially Aaron.
Well,
Oh, yes.
when
Oh,
I was
yes.
younger, I jam-packed like almost all my tickets right in that first few years.
Yeah.
I
she
mean,
got
you
a
were
ticket
you were a
with
rebel.
speeding.
You were more or less like a blur that you would see go by you every now and then. Like just like what is this guy doing? Is he in a rally race? Is it a race right now?
And that's
That's why you still
it
got
is. It's nothing. It's a personal vendetta that I have. It's not against any of my family or friends or anyone that I drive near on the road, but I just have this sense of it. I think it was largely to do with the ski racing. I just really enjoy
Oh, yeah.
going fast. And
Yeah.
so even today, as a full-blown grandfather, I have to like remind myself, okay, these people do not understand that you're like just going fast because you like.
I mean,
fast.
there was one time I was pretty angry with you, and it was we ended up getting tacos, and you wouldn't slow down even to let me eat my taco and the toppings.
Jill gets after him all the time for it.
So,
Yeah.
see,
You gotta go taco speed.
I know.
like
I know
it.
that I owe you probably like a lot of apologies and rolls.
Your kids especially.
Yeah, I think your kids have ridden with you a lot more than I have.
I don't owe them.
I was your
anything.
driver. That's how you actually paid for me to get my commercial chauffeur's license.
Really?
Yeah. So I actually have a chauffeur's license thanks to your dad. Oh, and by the way, it basically just costs $25, and you take a 10-question test, and that's how you get a chauffeur's
I
license.
found
Okay,
it
so I'm
really
gonna be a
important.
chauffeur.
Yeah, if you want, you can go right out and get it. It is easy to get.
I honestly, Rolls, you're yeah. If I could have like the outline of like an employee that I would like to have work for me, it would be you.
Well, I mean, surprisingly,
Wait, what are
the
you
KASKI
doing?
Lodge is, treat me pretty good here, So, I got the 3-wheel bike, If you can beat that, I know you got a tandem, but
And that just says a lot about freedom and independence. You have to be your own person, even
like
if it
I say,
is
help is offered to me
In
all
the-
the
in the
time. People are
janitor-
begging me to take the help. I'm
In
not
a
doing it.
janitor closet.
Yeah, I'm fine. I got they what was it? They got pork chops and bagels here. I don't know why, but that's what they have the most of. So every now and then I make
bagels
up.
kind of smack, but we don't have a toaster, so I can't even enjoy my bagels. properly.
Oh no, oven!
My dad refuses
Oven.
to buy a toaster and a microwave.
Well, the oven will
toaster I'm
toast them.
okay with.
So let's get a toaster.
Well, you can learn, like as we just heard Rolls repeat, that's absolutely true. And I think I've heard myself say that.
All of you tell me to heat it up in the oven on the
It's
stove.
easy.
Yeah.
It's just like a
Whatever.
toaster.
No, that's so much more work.
No.
If you preheat, that's the trick.
No, yeah, and you
what
have
I
to
do.
either like just don't let the bread touch the unit, and we'll see. We even have it easy.
Oh, what have you ever thought of just getting your own secret toaster?
I'm literally just gonna buy a toaster.
They're like $10.
I'm
Yeah, they're
just gonna buy a
cheap.
toaster and put
brand
it
new
in
one,
the
$8.
kitchen. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's gonna be in the kitchen someday, and you're just gonna.
Now
do
the
it.
microwave.
I'm your
thing,
private
Microwave,
toaster.
whatever.
We stopped-
Toaster
we-
for money. I knew we'd be singing in this.
I threw out our last microwave way before you were born, even Stella, just because
Yeah, my mom has a microwave.
everyone trusted this like technology that just came out all of a sudden, and it's like to do with like all these micro frequencies.
Do you understand like the actual science behind it now, though?
No, I do, and it even actually makes me like more like thankful that I followed my instinct.
They're like the
Because
least harmful.
well, that's not the least harmful necessarily, and that's why I don't keep my phone near my heart ever either. I always make sure it's in one of my pockets, is
Oh,
because
okay.
you don't want extreme receiving and transmission from like anywhere to do with sensitivity.
Everyone
of
does
your
that
brain
every
or
day,
whatever.
and they're not dying.
I mean, I have.
no, but they're wondering why they have headaches.
I've got a microwave, and they say it causes short-term memory loss. But I went to my doctor, and he said, "Ray, you do not have short-term memory loss." And then I went to my doctor, and he said, "Ray, you do not have short-term memory loss." So there you go, proof's in the
good
pudding.
one,
I think microwaves, it's kind of like a personal choice, right? So if
And
you
I
can,
personally
your
think you should
dad's
want one.
encouring you to buy one. I think if you want one, but he's just not putting down
Not
any
a
money.
microwave, a toaster.
Oh, a toaster.
The toaster, I'm encouraging. Yeah, the toaster.
I will buy myself a toaster.
Well, but that's a simple thing. It's heating up the elements. Now, a microwave, you're actually talking about zapping your food.
It
So,
warms
It's
up the
heating
water
up
in
the
it.
water in your food.
well, unfortunately,
It's like boiling it.
Unfortunately, what it does is it does it at such a rate where a lot of the nutrient, if there is any nutrient in the food that you're microwaving, it leaves the body of the food vessel, and then it goes, and that's why you're like, if you have like a plate and you look, you'd be like, oh, what's all that
I'll
juice?
agree with you on that. If I have the choice of
Whatever.
reheating pizza in the microwave or the oven, I've converted back to oven.
Yeah.
For
sure.
I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm in a
Trust.
hurry, but I have gone because I have a microwave. I don't know. I preheat
Microwave
the
is
oven.
just so
And
much easier for everything.
I like that crust though you get with the bake, like the crispy. I like it when the pepperoni's crisp back up a little bit. Oh yeah. But I mean, hey, anyone can do whatever they want to do. I have no problem with
I
how.
can't do whatever
To
I
people
want
out there,
in
put it in the
the house.
comments. Are you microwaving your pizza? Are you reheating in the oven? What are you doing more? Let's hear those comments out there, folks.
Microwave, yes. toaster
Who knew
has-
graduation special 2 would turn into a debate on microwave or ovens?
I scratch my magnesium and I rub 2 sticks together until the fire starts.
Oh, I'm sure that's what she
No,
that's what
okay.
she heard.
Let's look into the future here a little bit. You got your degree. You're a social worker. Are you going to do that around here? Is there somewhere you want to live in the world? Are you going to do any traveling? What do you think?
I want to travel. Obviously, everyone wants to travel, but I don't have any specific plans yet. But I definitely would love to be able to be a social worker working in like education systems, like with schools. Not sure where yet. Things will probably change a lot. In the next
Maybe it'll
4
be in one of these
years.
far-flung reaches of the world.
Maybe it'll be in Traverse City. Maybe
I've told tale.
all my life.
I've heard people say they liked South Korea. They went there and they did some teaching there. They said they liked it.
Living in Europe too would be really cheap.
Yeah.
And it's gorgeous out there, which would be amazing. But
Both your dad and I had
Probably.
different stories of going to Europe, different places. It is really cool. It's a
I
totally
actually
different
get to
vibe than
go.
here, for sure.
I get to go to Europe at some point with Claire.
Very
for my-
nice. Oh, that's a good person to go with too. She's
for
been
my
everywhere.
Graduation gift from her basically.
Oh,
is I
right.
get to travel with her.
Did you mention, because I was doing some work outside at the lounge here, but did you mention all your siblings and stuff, talking about Claire? And...
I have.
Well, yeah. There are 5 other
There's
siblings,
lots
right?
of them.
And a niece.
Yeah, a niece now.
Yeah, I'll let you mention. I know all their names, but go ahead.
So the oldest is Eden.
Yep. Howdy, Eden.
Hey, Aiden.
She's living with my mom right now.
Very good.
And then there's Claire. She just moved up here.
Yep, Claire. All right.
She's gonna be.
And Joey.
Joey moved. Joey is my soon-to-be brother-in-law.
Very good. He's a good guy. We like you
We
both.
love Joey.
We love you both.
We love Joey.
Love you, Claire. Love you, Joey.
Love Claire. And then there's Olivia, who's out in California.
All right, Olivia.
Hey,
yeah, Olivia. Hello. If you listen to this, hello.
Miss you.
Yeah.
Get your
We got to
phone
get you on the
back.
podcast. We'll get everyone their own cast.
She's been texting me on Instagram. I don't know
Okay,
if she has
get
her
in
phone
your
back
phone.
yet.
Because
Olivia.
as you know, your dad is an official cast member on the Rollsreece podcast. He can have guests. He can have anyone on he wants.
Okay, Aaron.
I do feel privileged.
And then
Yes.
there's Age, which is the only boy.
Yep. Age, what's up, man? Hope you're doing good and
He's
you be
moved
there.
up north for whatever he's doing. Not really sure.
Something that involves a lot of smarts, I'm sure.
Yeah. I just spoke with him a couple
He
days
is
ago.
a smart guy.
He seems to be adjusting well.
I love his house. And then I'm the second youngest.
Stella Simone.
Yep.
Not much about that. And then the youngest, Julia, is living here with us.
Very good. And hello to Julia. She was around
She's
here somewhere. She's back upstairs.
Julia
hiding.
She's staying out of the podcast game
She
for
does
right
not
now.
want to be on the podcast, apparently.
Julia
But not
Mommy.
even for graduation special?
Oh, she's gonna have to. For graduation.
Oh my god.
Julia!
That's the.
Come here!
Will you do graduation special?
She's
Oh,
coming.
here she comes. She's coming
Didn't
down
think she would do
to
it.
comment on the graduation special.
And then I also have a couple friends that are.
Now, we want to get you on record right now. When you graduate, will you be willing to be on the Rollsreece graduation special?
You have to verbally answer.
No pressure, no pressure.
Uh,
And if you say no now, I'm going to ask you again then. So you have another chance at it. So it's okay to say no now.
The KASKI Lodge is still around.
Oh, it'll
Oh,
be there.
the KASKI
I'm the
Lodge.
maintenance man. Of course it'll be around. Now, do you want to say anything right now about your sister graduating or anything?
Stella's graduation, her actual graduation
Oh, you got to get down
ceremony.
into the mic here. Let's see. There we
Stella's
go.
actual graduation ceremony kind of sucked.
Why? What happened? Because it
I'm
was
not
so
even
hot
gonna
out?
lie. No, it was so chaotic because there were so many students, but they used less than half the football field. for
Oh,
some reason.
geez, okay.
And it's a huge football field, and the graduation ceremony went by so quickly. Oh God, tired of it. It went by so quickly because they just read through the names, and we didn't get to clap
you
or
didn't
cheer.
get to clap after each person.
And it was literally just watching.
You couldn't clap
people-
or cheer? What?
No.
Was
They,
Darth Vader running the thing? What's going on?
They told you to keep your applaud for after
Oh,
everyone
geez.
walked.
It was a little Darth Vader-ish.
Oh
So we
my
literally
gosh.
just watched a bunch of people walk across the stage, and that was it.
But I
It went
that's
by
not
super
good.
fast though, which was super nice.
Well, yeah, it gets kind of boring.
I chose
I
not to
agree.
focus on that. I was just like really proud. I was like, yeah, they never do these things very well.
And when's your graduation? Is it next year or the year after?
2024.
2024. Okay, so 2024. Get ready.
Amazing.
I'll still be doing this podcast.
2024.
Right.
Hopefully you'll be famous by then.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. My trolls do all my marketing, so we'll see where this goes. You know, I'm
Everyone
totally
I talk
relying
to
on
knows
trolls.
rolls.
Yeah. Rollsreece. Yeah. Oh, so I mean, now Julia, just really quick, what's Stella graduating from high school? What's that mean for you? You're kind of,
I'm the last one in high school.
yeah. I mean, what's that like? You kind of feel left out, or you're...
It's kind of weird because this is like my first person of in-person high school, but like I'm the only one of my siblings still in high school, so it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Because I'm like just starting high school and everyone else is not in it. But whatever.
And now you're coming back up here to Traverse City
Yeah,
Schools.
North
Okay, great.
Central.
Are you happy about that?
Yeah.
Good, very good. Well, hey, I mean, I'll be around. I'll be doing this podcast. If you have any ideas for podcasts I will custom make you. I won't even be on it. I'll just let you and your friends do one, and I'll.
God.
Stella and I are actually really funny, but like we're our own funny, so like not a lot of people
No
think
one
it's
else
funny.
would get it.
Well,
They
see, it
would
doesn't
probably
have
think
to be the
we're
Rolls
really
Reece.
weird.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be the
So-
Rolls Reece podcast. It will be.
What if we just made our own separate podcast?
What would you call
and
your
then
podcast?
We could collab with you. JNS. Probably.
JNS. Okay, now you might get sued by the hamburger place.
Yeah. It's fine.
don't
We'll
know.
trademark it.
Swag Money J and her sidekick.
Okay.
Okay, now sidekick.
That's what I would call it.
Hey, now I can
Cut
create
it.
these for you, but you're gonna have to do your own graphics. I'm not even gonna try and get involved with that. So if you come up with something, we'll put something together for you. I
We'll
offer
just
to
make
everyone.
our own podcast and then we can collab with Rollsreece.
Well, no, you will use the equipment. It will be your podcast. I won't have anything. I'll be here doing this. You might hear this from me.
I didn't know you could juggle that well, right?
That's me on the keyboard. That's how good. A lot of people don't know this, but throughout the podcast, I have to
You weren't good at
constantly type.
typing. I thought you weren't good at typing.
I'm horrible at it. That's why I have to do so much of it, because most of what you hear is backspace. So hang on, let me start and type something. Okay, I got the A and the B, and the rest was backspace. Okay, so now this party hasn't even begun. I mean, I got here early to do the podcast. How many people are we expecting here? What are we looking at?
I'd say 30.
30. Oh my gosh.
I don't even know who's still invited. So.
I don't even know either. But in 30 minutes, we'll see.
In 30 minutes, all right. I mean, we are coming up on the hour here. You know, believe it or not, we've been on this
Where do
thing
you
for
see the
52
time?
minutes.
Oh.
So that's 52:35
I was
there.
considering putting up one of her flyers at the neighboring store, just as like kind of a joke to my wife. the infamous Jill Grenchik.
I don't think, I feel Jill could handle that. Jill's here too, everybody.
I figured it would be pretty funny.
I think she could handle it, but
Just-
I don't think she'd like it. But
Oh
she,
no, she would handle it.
No.
She would handle it. With
She would just
extreme
chew
grace.
you out.
Now,
after.
her podcast
Like,
last
there's a
week,
lot
though,
of
I will
people
say,
here.
that was an amazing story. Did you guys get to hear the reality story show?
I listened to some of that podcast. I kind
Personally-
of skipped through it. But I didn't hear the reality.
I was shocked about the eating. They tell you when to eat. I don't like
really?
that. I mean, I hope maybe it's different now, but that seems, yeah. In the podcast, she said that they told her she had to eat certain times, and then you get filmed doing it. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Now,
TV in general is just.
Now on other sites, you eat too much and at your own will, and so. But the thing is like a lot of like the actors that I spoke with, like they wouldn't even touch the food truck because it was like all this food that they like. Nah, I don't eat that. And I was like, well, I was in the food truck as often as I could when the moments were
Yeah,
there.
yeah, totally, yeah.
I was like, free food, this is great.
I mean, that's-
and the train only comes through once an hour.
You know, that's amazing. So now, do you girls ever assist in the farmers market stuff? Do you ever
No,
go down
no.
there and carry a bushel around?
No.
Well, why don't you tell Rolls how you do? What's your part in the farmers market?
What do we do?
Nothing.
Because we
But
got
I
a
actually do
big.
want to start working for Jill and like helping out.
I've
with the
packaged
costume
some
lessons
stuff
and
for
stuff.
her.
Oh, that'd
I
be
want to help her
great.
because I want money and I want
I've
something to do.
packaged like tea bags for her, but that's about my extent of helping.
No.
So
When
there's, we
they're
got
doing the
Julia
farmer's
processing
market-
mushroom.
No, I want to.
You want to? Okay. All right.
And
Why
I
not?
package
you know?
like the
Because they're
tea
sleeping
bags.
at that time.
Oh, yeah.
When they're
yeah.
out at the market, we're here sleeping, and
Well-
we don't wake up until like
No,
noon
you don't.
sometimes. But I've been waking up kind of earlier, so I woke up at like 10 when they were at the market last.
There's one of
There's
those.
an early morning vibe, isn't there? Like there's a certain
Oh, yeah.
group of people that are up that, and you know that's when I because I was just like you guys when I was young, and so at some point I had to start getting up early for something. I don't know if it was work, but I was like, there's this whole other world. You know, who are these people?
wake
People from
up
your
this
town
early.
you never met and
What are
stuff
they
because they're
doing
usually at
awake
work
this
or whatever,
early?
you know. But
I walked to it was like pretty early in the morning. It was like 10 or 11, and I walked downtown because I was going to get job applications, and it was just weird seeing like people actually like waking up and like going.
oh, they're
down
wide awake.
to
Yeah.
do things. I'm like, Julia.
Oh, we got a call coming in.
Yeah, you know, they
Coming.
There's
Everyone's
a
arrived
duel.
for the party.
Oh, the party's
Oh,
starting here. We're getting
geez.
fired up.
Ah!
So there's a dual-edged sword there, by all means, and the thing is, the duality I'm referring to is, as a parent, you want your children to be able to be kids.
Right.
So giving them the freedom, giving them the option to sleep in, they're always going to choose to sleep in.
Duh.
And then so to have any like small little increment of being cool, I just let them sleep in and be like, hey, your childhood's, you know, these days are numbered.
Well, no, I was just saying, like, it is kind of neat to get up that sometimes. I'm not saying, like, you know, but every now and then you kind of go, whoa, what is going on around here?
I do like waking up in the mornings and like it sounds bad, but like when they're at the farmer's market, it's just nice to like it's really quiet here and like coming downstairs in the kitchen and I just like I'll have friends here and I'll still come down by myself and just hang out in the kitchen because I like being by myself and like it's nice in the morning.
I mean, I went to the farmer's market, I think it was like 9 or 10 in the morning or one time. I remember I came through there and then the other times I actually just met with you guys to have lunch or something, a meeting, because it ends at noon, 6 to noon. So, I mean, you guys are probably pretty hungry at that point. I imagine you've been at work 6 hours at that point.
Speaking of being a social worker, it's the closest thing I can relate to personally is because it's so much social activity that like you really find yourself on point.
Yeah, so you
I-
benefit from that.
That's true. It's another aspect of it because it's a really good social interaction because there's a broad spectrum of people that come through the farmer's market, of course, and then all the conversations that pursue, and then everyone has a different question, or most people have questions. So there's this draining energy that it's, you know, as much as we really love it, like, and we have all these ambitions of, okay, after the market we're going to do, you know, X, Y, or Z. We never get to any of that stuff because we sit down and that's our first mistake, and next thing you know, Jill and I are tapped out.
That's customer service for you. I've been there too. But you know, like I said, we're coming up here on an hour. So
People starting to arrive anyway.
the guests are starting to arrive.
I haven't seen this many people at the lodge.
We're gonna have to open up the lodge here to the guests that are coming for the graduation party. That's
Let 'em
okay.
in.
Let them in. Okay, let them in.
Hey, Ricky, you
The
can
janitor's being knocked. Oh, the door's being torn down. What's going on? It's a riot. All right, we're having fun here. Oh, there's Ronnie and Ricky coming in from the parking lot.
Ricky.
Ronnie, I said lock the back door.
Brace them, Ricky. Brace them. All right, we're gonna get them in here, and we're gonna
Oh, there's
get
another sibling.
settled down. We got
Claire's
another. Hey, we got Claire.
Claire's
Hey,
here.
Claire, how's it going? Thanks for coming out to the KASKI Lodge.
Hey, anytime.
All right, it's good to see you.
Here.
Hey, you're welcome. Anything you want to yell and shout about Stella graduating?
She's gonna rock the world. baby.
Yes, she is. All right, you heard it from Claire herself. She's gonna rock this world. All right. Well, hey.
Aaron dipped already.
Do you have any final words of wisdom? I mean, I'm going to put this on YouTube, and there it will stay for how long YouTube's around. So I need to talk to the future you, or...
Convince my dad to get me a microwave.
Okay, so your goal now,
No microwave.
as he graduates, In 2021, the microwave is the main thing. Okay, this will be very cool to listen to 20 years from now. We'll have to revisit and
We'll see if I ever get that mic.
there might be like a wristwatch microwave thing. You just aim at the food. Now we're
Maybe.
talking.
Laser beams.
Well, thank you so much for being on
Thank
the
you, Ray.
Rollsreece graduation special part 2. You did a great job. It was cool to talk to you. Angelina and you did an amazing job as far as getting through school. I'm really proud of you and just proud to know you. Thanks for inviting me to your party.
Thanks, Ray.
and allowing me just to be in your life at all. You know, I mean, I'm more of a background character, but hey, you need background characters to come in and say, "Oh, I parked it wrong" or something. You know, I got a lot of catchphrases.
I think all of her childhood, she probably literally thought that like I had a brother.
No, because I like genuinely thought you were my uncle. For the longest time.
You can call me. I remember one time you guys
That's
said,
what I call you.
You guys were calling me Uncle Ray, and my growing up, my dad, which I thought was cool, is he always said, just call me Raj, and like kids were just like, wow, Raj, oh my gosh. And so I said that to you one time, and I don't know if it was Claire or maybe it was Eden, and they're like, well, they kind of like calling you Uncle Ray, and I was like, oh no, so you know.
Yeah, we like that.
You can call me Uncle Ray. You just call me that, whatever you want. Hey, you, whatever. I mean, somewhat respectable, you know. I mean,
No one's less of a background character than Uncle Ray.
oh my gosh, I try, you know, but it's hard to gauge my voice level, you know. I only have one
and since
volume.
you're featuring Stella and the graduate and Angelina, who I recall, just at a very young age. I remember when she was born. It's just amazing watching these beautiful children just sprout and grow into such fine young adults.
Yep, cool people.
And Rolls, we want to thank you for these opportunities to have a voice and just to have fun and be on the podcast.
Okay. Well, I get, the party's getting ready to fire up here, so hey, thanks again, Stella. I really appreciate you, and looking forward to seeing what's going to be next for you. You know, whatever happens, just know I'm proud of you.
Thanks, Ray.
And thanks everyone for listening to the Rollsreece podcast. This is
Stella out.
Rollsreece. Stella out. And thank you, my guest, Aaron Grenchik. Thank you, Claire Grenchik, for coming on the show. Thank you, Julia. And thanks to Jill Grenchik, my guest from last week. That was a really cool story. That's one of my favorite ones. I really like that one. So to everyone, we'll talk to you next time. We got some things planned here. It may not be a weekly thing, but we will definitely be talking to you next time.
Hey, Ricky.